Welcome to the channel. Thank you to everyone for tuning in. So today we're going to be looking at a few recommendations on Aliexpress, and if like me you guys are always on Aliexpress, which the majority of you guys watching should be, you'll know that there is a small spring sale on, which does expire on the 23rd of Feb. So there's a couple of days left, and in terms of recommendations and how I'm going to be recommending, I've just gone back the past few videos, past few months, and just to kind of really cherry pick some of the watches which I think are worth looking at. And if you are going to purchase, obviously the links will be in the description. So let's go ahead and check out the wish list I have prepared for you guys, and let's start in no particular order, and then let's have a look at the first one. The first one usually on the list is San Martin, and this is the one I've picked. Now this, I did review a version of this which was, I'd say, the previous version, and I'll put the link to the video, or you can just go through my channel and check them out. The only thing which I really did like about this was that colorway. I think it's a very particular colorway, and it's something which does obviously suit my personal taste. Now, as I made that video, they actually made a version 2, which is, I'd say, significantly different, not in terms of the aesthetics, or should we say the main visuals, but in terms of the case design, because they have gone for a new bracelet, sorry. And that bracelet is a H-link bracelet, and as per San Martin's usual stuff, it's a very high quality bracelet indeed. And I've only seen pictures of this new version, but there are a few reviews on there which can obviously attest to what I've just said. But yeah, this is actually the changes. So the previous case was just, I don't want to say two-dimensional, but just basic finishing. So with this newer one, you've got these large polished bevels on there, which you can see clearly, which does add just a bit more, I say, speciality to the case. And you also got a really nice shark mesh available as well. So this is where you see they've had to also change the lugs slightly, just to make that bracelet fit a lot better. Now that's all good and well. Price wise, it's around £215 for a Seiko NH35, which, considering it's all about the polishing now, and it's a 40mm case as well, it's okay, because San Martin don't really let us down on the finishing. Now with this one, another thing with this particular model, there's just loads of colors. They've gone for these fruit inspired colors, like they've got watermelon, kiwi, whatever names they come out with. And one thing I did notice, that while it may seem an odd choice of colors on paper, I like the way they've actually made it work. So that's one there. Second one down, now this was obviously back in the last year, a GS homage by our favorite starfish brand is of course Seestern. This is the GMT version, the S456. Incredible watch. I had a few colors in my hand. I did a full review on it, of course. Yeah, the quality is amazing, right? Really well made. Some of the craziest sharp details I've seen on a dial. The level of quality on the dial, the handset, the markers is something which I haven't seen from anybody else on Aliexpress to date. There was just so much going on with this watch, such great build quality. Of course, it had a couple of things to let it down. The main one that people picked up on was the bezel is not bi-directional, which it should be considering it's a GMT, but in terms of the 120 click unidirectional bezel, the clicks were perfect. And the second thing was not providing with a on-the-fly adjustable clasp, which should have been included, as it is a sports GMT watch, but it features a Seiko NH34, and it's under £200, which is a really good choice considering the build quality you get on offer. Next one down, one of the most recent reviews, which was this from SH Watch. Now, dedicated watchers of this channel know SH Watch is a brand which I discovered them, or they reached out to me. I don't know which way it was exactly, but I looked at a couple of the watches previously, and the build quality and the value, that was something which really stood out. Absolutely insane. But this one, this forged carbon version, again, it was incredible to look at. It's not a style that I would generally go for, but in hand, as you can watch the review, the build quality is insane. It feels awesome in hand. It's got some really nice features on there, some distinguishing characteristics, and with a PT5000 high B Chinese movement, you can't go wrong. There's not a lot for this watch to go wrong with, but it looks incredible. It looks so much better in person, right, than it does on camera or on these pictures. There you got some worker there with his Adidas jacket, flexing that SH carbon fiber case. But yeah, I think some of the shots I managed to capture on the camera really made the watch look great, as it does. So, and that is again under £200. I'd say it is money worth spent if you like this particular case, and the fact that it's quite a different material, right? So it will stand out in a collection. So somebody's posted something there, and you can see it does stand out in the collection, right? It's a different material and just a totally different look. So next one down, Addiesdive. Yeah, this is a fan favorite. I recently reviewed that minty green dial. The main thing, 40 quid, right? That's the price, and that's what we're gonna look at. Look at the rating. Out of 177 sold, 36 people left a review, 4.8 rating. That's a high rating. It's a Seiko VH31 hybrid quartz movement, which is halfway between a mechanical and automatic in terms of the ticking. It does have a mineral glass, not a sapphire, which for 40 quid, listen, it's not a problem at all. And yeah, a very nice watch, to be honest. Then we go down to a brand, Farasute. I reviewed a watch from them. Yeah, and the thing with this particular model is sold out across the store, right? I can't find the listing anywhere. So this is another store that's probably bought off them to sell on their own. And they've only got two colors. I reviewed the silver one, which is a really nice version. And this one is the deep blue, is also nice. And then you got the salmon. The hour markers, the dial work, the hands, everything was exceptional. The strap was really good as well. A really nice case. And they've got their own movement in there from Hangzhou. And when I say their own, it's basically a Chinese modified version of this old Seiko 7000 series. But it ran very accurately. And it's a very elegant dress watch. Really nice and really well made. Then moving on to another San Martin. Of course, this is I'd say the most, how can I put it, most popular, most advertised, most hyped watch release. I reviewed this, the SN0144. Now, this is a whole new set of colorways. So you've got this purple gradiented dial with the data at 6. And then you also have a few versions as well. So you've got a 36 and a 39 in this. Then you've got this gilt black, which is another new one. And then you've got this grey white, which it looks okay, but the legibility isn't as clear on this one, or should we say. Then you've got this green, and green is always nice. Gilt black 39, so we've done that. And then the grey white looks somewhat different to this one. So it might be just shading, I'm thinking. And yeah, so you got 36, 39, sorry, and 42. So two different sizes in this. So this is a great watch. They've covered a lot of colors on this. £266 with the Miyota 9015. And yeah, let's see if we can find the other listing with other colors. But here we go. And then this is the first color that they came out with. So you got your green, so you got your blue, your red, and that burnt orange, which is nice. I think this one's a bit cheaper. However, this is where it's a bit different, because I've clicked on this one, and this is also from San Martin, but this is already cheaper by around £20. And I can't tell you why, because the bracelet version is $240 across all the sizes, and across the new colors as well. But on the separate listing, it's at $260. So I don't know why they're making me waste my time and yours. So we'll tick that one off. Next up, we've got the Cadisen C8231. I've looked at plenty of Cadisens, and they've always never managed to really, nail anything down, in my opinion. However, this version, the C8231, was one of the, I'd say, watches which, as soon as I looked at it, it was made really well from bottom to top, right? Everything about it was pretty decent. It is that faux meteorite dial, so if you can forgive them for the faux meteorite, considering it's automatic and your bezel, steel insert, etc., I think it's really well made. Price, £66. Another no-brainer. You can't go wrong. And yeah, there's a lot of happy people who have purchased this. Then as we move on, now this one, I haven't looked at this one in hand, and this is called Steelflyer. Now I don't know if Steelflyer are the same as Steeldive, and to be honest, on Steeldive, it's been literally years since I looked at one of the watches. I don't know what happened to them. They are making releases, but nothing really significant or something which stands out. This one did stand out. It's obviously Explorer 2 style, but more so it's homaging the Seiko version. Now, Seiko version, it's not too expensive, but it still is around maybe the £300-400 mark. If you don't want to spend that much because you don't think there's any value in the Seiko one to spend that much, you can always go for this Steelflyer. It's a Flieger inspired watch, obviously, the Explorer 2 aesthetics, but you've got the GMT on there, and it looks pretty decent, but again, I haven't reviewed this. I can only go by what I can see on the pictures, and you've got only 2 reviews, so it doesn't give us much. So this is just a new release which I haven't touched again, but it's worth looking at and just making your own mind up about this. So that's it from me today, guys. You know, just short and sweet, show you what I can show you. But that's it from me today, guys. Let me know your thoughts below. Yeah, there's a few watches here, but obviously I'm looking forward to, you know, what all the other brands do, because a couple of brands have been quiet, so I want to see what new models they come out with, and obviously let's get this year rolling again. So let me know your thoughts below, guys. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.